Oh boy. Well, welcome everybody to the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. And for today, we've got a doozy. Eriror, Jet, battle for number one in this group. I'm Matt Crick, being joined by Drossi as we call you the action for this match. And again, it's pretty much simple. Winner gets the number one out of this group.
Yep, and that guarantees them one of the top 32 seeds in the bracket, while the other will have to settle for one of the lower 32 seeds in the bracket.
And as you can see on your screen, we have drawn Key Sanity on this Sunday morning, which kind of gives a little bit of an edge to Jet, who ended up winning over Eriror in quite a thriller last night, or yesterday.
And we're off.
We get ourselves our first key. It is a small key to Desert Palace. So Key Sanity, for those of you who are unaware with how this is going to work, of course, all the keys, the maps and compasses are sprinkled around, except for Ganon's Tower's big key is going to be in Ganon's Tower, and the Agate Tower small keys will be attached to the tower there.
Okay, maybe it's just that it's a Sunday morning and I'm still waking up, but I could have sworn I read pod on that key.
What did I say?
Desert.
Well, you know, Dark Palace, Desert Palace, it's too early for this. It's pod. It's
okay.
Dark Palace. Here we go. Let's see what we have the Lumberjack.
Sure, making me think I'm the one who hasn't woken up yet.
We're going to be full of energy by the time we get to the hour mark of this race.
Yeah, so that map there means Aga may be logically required because the logic assumes that you have access to the map of a dungeon on or before the boss.
However, what do we say?
We say we'd rather take the hammer out of Mushroom Spot.
Well, yeah, we're not doing Aga for a map.
And a bottle before sick kid, always nice to get that.
Yeah, especially in the routing here as we make our way through this hazy Sunday. All right, so as we make our way towards the village, we've already mentioned the stakes about this race. This seems to be the group that's been getting a lot of Key Sanities and not enough of other modes.
Though, based on the deck that was used for this, these runners have gotten most of the modes by now. That there was no chance of inverted keys because they had both gotten that recently, but there had been cards removed from every single mode, so someone had to have played everything.
See, Eriror trying to get some bombs inside the well, does not get lucky there, so we'll have to come back for that in just a moment. Jet's going to be finding out the same sad fortune coming up here in just a moment as well. We're going to see what we have the sick kid.
Yeah, no bottle bender money, though, either.
Well, we have another one of our palace of not quite desert keys there.
Well, that with the early hammer makes you wonder if the game's going to be pushing us into an early pod play.
I'll believe it when I see the bow.
And maybe the pod big key.
Well, maybe that too, all right?
So you know what it means if we have to skip bottle vendor for lack of money, right?
I don't know. What are we getting at?
Bottle vendor clearly has the hook shot.
Of course, because why would he have something not useful when you don't have the rupees to pay for him?
Right. I'm just remembering that you can speak to this from personal experience.
Absolutely. My therapist has claimed thousands and thousands of dollars because of that hook shot.
So both going to the back of the well before blinds.
And the game pretty much gives them the it adds salt to the wound by throwing 3 bombs back there.
I mean, I guess knowing you're going to double dip the well, you didn't want to risk having to double dip blinds as well, but watch there be some blind bombs in the basement.
All right, well, let's find out. And, well, that's useful. And there's our Palace of Dark, not quite Darkness, Desert Palace key there.
Okay, there weren't bombs. It was a very blue basement, though, so you can see why I might get confused.
I didn't know we painted the keys blue.
I mean, they're color-coded. Doesn't everyone know that the desert keys are secretly blue, and that's how you tell they're desert keys? Anyway, early flute means at least we don't have to worry about ditching Bottle Bender and not remembering to get back, hopefully, because we'll be coming back to Kakariko a lot, and frequently, and with vigor.
All right, so at this point in time, what do? Do you go ahead and scout out what we have the last 2 locations of this village, or do you just flute away? Well, I know one person's saying yes, and the other one is saying no. Well, Jet has yet to get the Palace of Not Desert key from the sick kid here. And we get one of our useless maps, the map to Ganon's Tower.
What do you mean? You don't want to find out whether GT's a crystal or a pendant?
Well, I could sit here and explain the issues with that here, but
it'll also show us, who the boss at the top is. Maybe it's not. Oh no, that's the compass. Never mind.
And that's also not here in this mode. Hey, there's some bombs.
I mean, you never know. Maybe Aga 2 went on a lunch break and called in the replacements.
Hey, there's a sword right there in the library.
Yeah, hopefully we get boots sooner rather than later at that rate.
They got boots relatively early in the yesterday's seed, which was Inverted Key Sanity, as Jet does flute away. And gets to see there's a piece of heart right there. But that sword knowledge is pretty solid right now for Jet. If he does get the boots, that's something that Eriror does not necessarily know at this point. Bombs, please. There we go. So we get the compass to Swamp Palace, the small key to Skull Woods, 10 arrows, 300 rupees. So of course, now we get their money. And we get the small key to Not Quite Fire Palace.
Yeah, both of those are small keys that we don't need, but the logic wants us to have them.
And you know what these runners say about logic.
What logic?
Exactly. Eriror, our number 1 seed, heading into the group stage. Jet, our 2018 Key Sanity Tournament winner.
And 2019 main tournament as well.
That's why these are 2 legends at this game and a very hype match here on SpeedGaming. And if you had money issues here in the seed, well, these last 2 main checks have said what money issues?
Also, for those of you who somehow might not be aware, Eriror is also the only person who can beat the vanilla game in an hour 23 flat.
Well, without major glitches.
Fair. With roughly the same glitch set that is allowed to be used here, except even fewer glitches.
Yeah, we won't go into that. That's a discussion for later. Anyways, this is the final match for this group. Saving the best for last were these 2. Yesterday, they went off in Inverted Key Sanity. And it turned out to be a 28-second win for Jet in that match. To set up this winner takes the group.
Wow. Eri not only has Bottle Bender money, he has Zora money. Ooh, Skullwood's green pendant. Interesting. But of course, we don't have logical Zora access yet. Ooh, Eastern Big and a... Wow, Saha's closet is stacked.
I am being corrected by some people that are better at history than I am, that apparently it was not Jet who won, but Jet was the runner-up in the 2018 Key Sanity, or no, third place, or whatever he was.
Third, I think it was... Now that Christos comes up, I think it was one of those Christos and Andy play each other things, because that was all of 2018, wasn't it?
My goodness, I guess we have to look at our historical facts at this point in time. I'm getting old. I'm forgetting things. Into Jet. Jet's going into Eastern Palace. Don't get messed up by the music because that means absolutely nothing. Eriror's on a sequence break. Why is he on a sequence break, Drosy?
Because we don't know where the sewers key is, and the game always assumes you use the keys in the worst way possible, so it assumes that you took the glove that Jet found in Saha's closet, stole the key from the first guard, went to the back of Escape, and unlocked the door to Dark Cross from the back, and therefore don't have a key to go down here.
And that compass would have been quite a massive thing to be missing out on right now without that key.
So for all we know, the sewers key is in Ganon's tower, and there's just junk here.
Hey, look, it's the big key to this dungeon. Hey, look, it's a sword!
Well, that was a nice find. So now you actually kind of wonder for things that require a sword, like pulling a tablet or Agate 1 access, is that our logical sword for those things? And we won't know until we find the sewers key.
Now we're just gonna find the boots, which gives us the other sword that we know of.
And watch the boots be somewhere out of logic, too. We do get red mail out of the Eastern Big Chest.
Well, it's blue mail, but it turns Samus reddish.
The sprites need to be color-coded better. It's like, yes, I'm going to put on a blue shirt and turn red now.
And we have another Palace of Not Desert small key found in the Dark Cross.
I feel like a fire source is going to turn up soon.
Either that or a fire sale.
Maybe, the, bottle vendors...
Hey, Eastern's a crystal.
The bottle vendor is having a fire sale on money, apparently. He takes yours and gives you much less back.
Absolutely. Thank you for your 20% return. Eriror finding out about that second sword now inside of the library. Jet making his way downstairs to the back 3 of Escape. Now to a check that a lot of people seem to take off or put off for a while. We get a mushroom on the desert ledge. Moon Pearl in the back 3 of Escape.
That is Dark World access for Jet, whereas Eri still needs 2 more items. That also means that Aga 1 will not be seen in this seed.
But that map.
We'll never know.
It's probably the Hyrule Castle map anyway. Myers Small inside Ogina.
And Jet doing the Height Cave start to Dark World. Popular one when you have Hammer for Dark World access.
Yeah, no, you can stop on by and see what the 2 red crystals are in this seed. Eriror now going to go ahead and free off the old man. We get the bow on the NPC inside a Hype Cave. We get 20 rupees. 20 rupees. Not 20 rupees. And definitely not 20 rupees. The small key to Swamp Palace.
Now, if Jet had just waited to dip Eastern, at this point he's probably gonna wait to combine it with Pod. For all the small keys, we still don't have the big key.
And absolutely a surprise that Jet is not visiting our bomb shop to find out what our 5-6 are.
Some runners just figure they'll get it when they get it.
Stumpy giving us a way of finding out the item count inside of Desert Palace, or not quite Dark Palace. Small key on top of Spectacle Rock. And not quite useful inside Spectacle Rock. Eriror is going to be heading over towards the Eastern and Saha closet. First checking Saha's closet. Probably going to go see whether or not Eriror chooses to go into Eastern as well.
By the way, I just looked up the 2018 key sanity because I was curious. Jet did go the distance against Christos in the semifinals, full 3 games in a best of 3. And then swept Pika Pals in the bronze match.
I believe it was, if I remember correctly, the lore of that was one of those matches against Christos was a PED seed.
A PED seed in key sanity?
He had joined the archer class, and back then, the bow was not progressive.
Like it still isn't in Tournament Hard Open.
So Eriror is not doing Eastern, and this will actually save Eriror some time. He doesn't know it at this point in time, but about to get that Moon Pearl, then get the bow off the NPC.
Assuming he chooses the Hype Cave route, but I have to imagine he'll do Hype Cave before Eastern no matter how he routes.
Getting an early check of Skullwoods here for Jet.
Middle Skull Woods without the cane. No one really likes Middle Skull Woods without the cane, even though that's how we all did it as kids because it never occurred to us to, put off Skull Woods.
Or use the boomerang to stun the Gibdos.
Ooh, Eri's starting the fake flipper checks.
Hey, we got a small key to this dungeon over here in Skullwoods. That is 2 of the 3 small keys now to Skullwoods found.
It does make you wonder, knowing that this is the green pendant. Because the only thing the Skullwood small keys put in logic is Mothula.
Mirror on the hobo on fake flippers here for Eriror.
Well, that was a useful sequence break. Jet may want to do that at some point. That also opens up all of Light Death Mountain between that and the hammer.
Small key to Ganon's Tower. As we mentioned earlier, the big key is going to be in Ganon's Tower. However, the 4 smalls, they could be anywhere in the pool.
But you really want to have 2 of them.
Sword!
Wow, we've found 3 swords, and yet each runner's only on fighter now. Yeah, you really want to have at least 2 GT smalls. Makes it much easier for routing to get the big key.
Absolutely. Especially since the big key is guaranteed to be downstairs. Small key up here on the Zora ledge.
But Eri doesn't have that bow yet, so he's not going to be able to do a splash delete to grab it.
Piece of heart on the bumper ledge. And Eriror visiting and seeing what the scam fish has in store for us today. It's a small key, and the small key belongs to... yes. Good old Turtle Rock.
Yeah, if Turtle Rock winds up being a crystal, we need 3 small keys to it.
That sounds like a lot of needs.
Yeah, well, there's no other dungeon that hard locks the boss behind so many small keys. Even Pod, you can get to the boss with 1 small key.
Well, you can, but do you really want to?
Depends how desperate you are.
Thank you, game. That's from the Department of Useless Maps. The map to Skullwoods.
You know what we really need is the map to Hyrule Castle.
I mean, we've already seen the Ganon's Tower map, so there you go.
And Jet heading into Thieves Town. We do not know whether this is a pendant or a crystal. We also don't have the big key, so we'll just be able to do the checks in the front, but we do get the lamp.
Eastern and Turtle Rock are 5-6, so Eastern is going to be required, and we do have the tools to logically beat it now between the 2 runners. Hookshot, whoa! This Thieves Town is starting out loaded.
Yeah, and I was going to say, the thing about the front of Thieves Town is in Key Sanity, a lot of runners just treat these 4 checks as an extension of Village of Outcasts.
Well, Heart Container, I mean, you don't argue against that. And Red Rupee, we get a big key in K45 for Eriror, and that turns out to be the big key. Yay, Swamp Palace.
Hey, at least we have the small. Actually, between these 2 runners, we're flippers away from being able to do all of Swamp.
By the way, shoutouts to our tracker, Scott G, who gave us some stats. This is the second key sanity match for both Eriror and Jet082 in this group stage, and both of them were 1-0. As it turned out to be, that Eriror defeated Nilson Alex when they got key sanity, and Jet defeated Nightclaw, but only by 14 seconds.
Yeah, Jet's had 2 very close wins so far. The other was, in fact, yesterday's match against Eriror, which was inverted keys, and Jet won by 28 seconds.
And as some has speculated, Eriror now with the bow and the hammer in hand, plus 3 pot small keys, is going to be heading over here towards Eastern, as well as the Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, so I expect a full clear of Eastern here, and the only question is how far will he go in Pod? With 3, he's definitely going to do the back. But do you unlock the middle door, or do you save that key?
Well, with 3 smalls at this point in time, you're not planning on beating this dungeon, so I think you just go ahead and bite the bullet and open up that middle door out of route and convenience.
And then you do neither Harmless Hellway nor Big Key Chest.
But you know, this is Pod. It's going to have a vanilla small key.
It usually does.
There's Skullwoods number 3.
So Fire Rod shows up, which it will have to at some point since TR is a crystal. We know that Green Pendant is in Logic.
Yay. There are our Titan's mitts right there. There's the small key to Hyrule Castle, so that puts that sword that Eriror has into logic. There's that Palace of Not Quite Desert, small key, number 4 that we've seen, and the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, that was a really nice Paradox Cave. Now, the thing for Jet here, though, is he doesn't have the mirror from Hobo, so he's going to have to do all of Light Death Mountain and only then go to the Dark World.
Nothing up there on the floating island. We've got the Turtle Rock Big Key over here on Eriror's side, and the map to Turtle Rock. Thank you, game. More useless information. And Eriror has opted out of here for right now. Going to go through Eastern and see if he can't get anything else before probably considering going back in afterwards. Now, Hera, not technically beatable at this point in time, but there is this thing that people like to do that can allow people to beat this dungeon if they so choose to. It looks like Jet is setting himself up to do that.
That's a setup I haven't seen. I mean, there are more Harapot setups than you can shake a stick at, but still, I've never seen that one in particular.
Why are you shaking sticks?
Shaking hook shots.
This isn't Ocarina of Time. Stop shaking sticks.
So, 26 minutes in, we have our first boss fight of the race, and we don't actually know whether Moldorm will drop a pendant or a crystal.
Well, Moldorm almost dropped a Jet082.
Yeah, I want to stay away from that middle hole.
And it is the first crystal of the match. Has Jet picked up the crystal to the Tower of Hera. Now, it is always dangerous when you decide to sequence break and do the Hera pot to get yourself up to this dungeon at this stage, because if you find the Hera Big Key, it lessens your priority to get there, and there could be something in that big chest.
Okay, so now for routing, Jet's gonna go and do Spiral Cave and use the portal at the bottom. Can't open TR anyway because we don't have any medallions.
Unless we get one right now, and in that case, you're probably maybe doing it just in the off chance it's the one that you're looking for. As Eriror finding out that this is a crystal.
Which he already knew from the bomb vendor.
Right. It is one of our 5, 6. And it turns out to be a piece of heart here inside of Spiral Cave.
I hear some guy named Adirondack Rick has a Spiral Cave chat emote.
Guilty. Eriror is getting stuck here in this bottom of Eastern, down to 1 heart. Needs to get upstairs, does get so.
Okay, so 6 more checks here, and we'll also find out what the TR medallion is.
That bottom there of, or that back there of Eastern, that dark room, can get rather dangerous if you don't know where that Igor has gone. Big key to Dark Palace up here in Super Bunny.
So, Pod not beatable in logic, but Jet can certainly go in there and do everything and probably just abandon the 2 checks that no one likes to go to.
That was...
Were there Armos Knights?
There were, but we didn't get to see him for long. I didn't even get to see what that medallion was for Turtle Rock.
Me neither.
It was Bombos, apparently, according to chat. There's the Palace of Not Quite Desert. That's small key number...
Oh,
thank you, game!
under the doormat.
Thank you, game! Now, this is where not having the mirror comes into play here for Jet, but he does pick up the Thieves' Town's big key.
Yeah, though most runners prefer to wait until they have the small as well so they don't have to orphan big chest.
And apparently we do know that Palace of Darkness is a crystal thanks to the map that is in the dungeon.
That's the second French vanilla map we've found today. Oh, and Jet taking those mitts and immediately wants to know what the Meyer entry requirement is. I think that was... Yeah, it's Bombos also. We don't have a Meyer big key, but we do have everything else we need to get to the boss.
Well, we now do have the compass to Misery Mire.
We also have a nice bottle of blue goo, which is certainly a useful safety to find in pod.
And there's the Thieves' Town small key.
Okay, so that puts together a lot of the puzzle. I'm a bit surprised Jet's going into Meyer. I guess he's here, but only 4 checks he can do.
So technically, is a double dip of Thieves' Town. And actually, logically at this point in time, it was already set up to be a double dip of Thieves' Town because of that hook shot.
Yeah, but runners don't talk about Thieves' Town double dips because the front 4 are just an extension of Village of Outcasts, right?
Well, yeah, but right now, logic is making my brain hurt.
Ah, that's because it's a Sunday morning.
Remember to call your mom and wish them a happy Mother's Day. Hey, literature.
Interesting. We do have the desert small, so even without the mirror, we can get into desert and do 3 checks and also see what's on the torch.
Silvers.
I don't think Eri's gonna miss that either. I think we're going to have a very easy Vitreous fight when the time comes.
Vitreous is going to be a free fight when we finally do get the big key.
As long as we have at least 11 arrows. Jet, you didn't even want the key out of there?
Probably doesn't want to swallow up that key so that he has it for the left side if he does get a fire source.
Yeah, it's just a bit of awkward routing to get to map chest from here without the key. Oh. And he has a fire source for that matter, so he is going to do compass chest.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he does have a fire source.
Guess if he's going to this trouble, he'll probably do cutscene as well. Yep.
As long as the game allows him to. That bomb slug tried.
Oh yeah, Eri's about to discover the treasure trove that is Thieves' Town.
2 major items in here, the lamp as well as the hook shot.
I do wonder where those flippers are to put the mirror in logic.
Good question. Probably Desert Palace.
That would be interesting. We could get into Desert Palace a lot more easily with the mirror, though.
Yeah, that's right. But with that book being there instead of Misery Mire, it is a possibility.
I know, we can.
It definitely is a possibility. It's still going to be absolutely vital, but you know what Random Logic says? We don't want to give you anything convenient.
Especially in Key Sanity. So yeah, here's where Jet has to go around because he doesn't have any extra small keys.
And that's the last check for Jet.
Now he has 10 sticks to shake at things.
I don't think you really shake those sticks, though.
What if we found just one? What else do you do with the single arrow?
You become Twitch chat and call it the Thing of Destiny.
Or worse things that we can't say on the air.
Swizzle sticks?
That begins with a V. Anywho, Eri is now doing the front of Skull Woods. I don't recall there being anything good here.
Well, there is another sword coming up here in just a moment.
Oh, right. Pinball chest. Gee, I wonder who named it Pinball Chest.
Some bunny.
Sounds right. But yes, Jet will have an easier time with this Igor considering he, has the lamp.
I got it. Valedictorian.
The arrow of valedictorian. You will graduate top in your class if you get that arrow.
We are going to find out what this small key is up here. How long has it been since somebody's accidentally talked to that ball? It's a GT small.
I haven't seen it in quite a while. I hear he had a song, though.
Yeah, and he tells you all about it for like 30 seconds straight.
Well, if you don't have the Moon Pearl, he just tells you about his word. If you thought Ares Armos Knight's fight was fast, I don't even need to finish that sentence because Armos is already down.
I'm being told that somebody actually did talk to the ball yesterday.
Oh, wow, I missed that.
Alright, so the Hera Big Chest is going to be orphaned off by both of these runners, so Jet's earlier decision is going to be countered by Eriror as well, so no major issues if that does turn out to be the case. Now, we do have the Palace of Darkness, Big Key, and 4 smalls for Jet, so here we go.
I mean, if he's willing to take a lot of death warps, he could open every chest in the dungeon. But in reality, he'll probably skip the vanilla Big Key chest.
So in just a moment here, we're going to be tied up with 2 crystals apiece.
And the same 2 crystals. Yeah, I'd give Eri a slight advantage just because he has the Master Sword from Zelda's Cell and the Mirror from Hobo. But if Jet finds something in his single trip into pod that Eri wasn't able to with... Did he come in here with 2 keys or 3? Either way, he didn't have the big key. Eri will also be able to open up TR, and if he really wants to, do a few checks in there. We don't have the fire rod, and we only have 1 small key, so that just gets us compass chest and chain chomps.
Yeah, it gets you to the chain chomps. However, still a possibility. I mean, we've seen seeds in the past where the chain chomps have, or the that compass chest have been the answer.
Also true. So, honestly, with only 2 chests available, you probably do go into TR. Which, right, Eri has the big key, which Jet just got.
And now Jet also has the map.
Oh, and it looks like he's going for the boss first. Interesting.
Actually, this does make sense. I've seen some people route it like this as well.
Saves the death warp when you don't have a mirror.
It does allow you to do a save scum if that is the case. So you do the boss, you get back in here, you start to check the back, and then you decide that you're probably going to take a death and then check the big key chest. So I'm going to assume that Harmless Hellway is going to be the thing that Jet does not check at this point. Although we're being given other ideas by chat, like for instance, orphaning big key chest. The only reason I was thinking big key chest because that was the closer one. So if that turned out to be nothing, you just do your save and there you go. But
well, here's Helma King. Gonna be a hammer and bow fight since we only have Master Sword.
It's
Fighter Sword, rather.
It's amazing the fact that we know of where there is a sword and its boots blocked, but we have no idea where those boots are. Of course, to be fair, we don't know where that mirror is either. Well, the logical access to that mirror.
I.e., we don't know where the flippers are.
Well, that's blue, but it's not the blue we're looking for.
So there's Eri's full Thieves Town access.
And Eriror is going to go into Turtle Rock at this point. Once he sees that Bombo saying, hey, yes, I do have this now. I'm going to go back in. And Jet getting now old information about this Palace of Darkness.
Hey Rick, do you happen to remember what Jet's qualifier seed was?
You say that singularly. I'm not certain which one you're bringing up.
No, I mean seed coming out of quals and into groups. Just because I was thinking, if Jet wins this, Eri is locked into 33rd seed. And if Eri wins this, I was wondering whether Jet would also be highly likely to be 33rd seed or whether he might be farther down.
Yeah, Jet number 38.
Oh, actually, I got that. Wait, now I'm trying to think. Yes, I'm 99% sure if Jet wins, this area is locked into 33rd seed for brackets. Well, that answers the question of what Jet was going to do with the extra key. Just gets a big 20 out of Harmless Hellway. And looks like Eri's going to join him in pod.
So Compass of Skull Woods. So there is going to be a little bit of a debate there in regards to whether or not that is actually true with Eriror because of the 5-2 versus, or rather the 4-2 versus 5-1 aspect.
Right, we could have another 5-1 tie, and even though that person would have a lower qual seed than Eri necessarily, since Eri was number 1 coming out of quals, they would have a better groups record. But we'd also have to check 31 other groups to see whether it's possible to still have a 5-1 tie in any other group. Because the only way you could be second seed out of a group with 5-1 is if it's a 5-1 tie.
This is extreme thinking here on a Sunday. Oh, vanilla key at the big key chest.
So Jet didn't miss out on anything, and he will never be able to go there. Well, actually, there is that one extra pod key since he did hammer yump, so he could go there.
I told you 20 minutes ago that there's always a pod key in pod.
Matt's saying the 5-1 tie dream is still alive in his group.
You know, commentating is more than just looking at a restream and coming up with descriptions for what the runners are doing. It's also looking at other browser windows because Drossi decides he's going to ask me things.
Asking things. How problematic I am.
But yeah, it is still possible for Matt and Shiva Hayes to get into a 5-1 tie over there in Group E.
E for Igor.
And in that case, Matt would be the 6 and Shiva Hayes would be the 62.
We need good names for the groups. Obviously, Group Brisket is very proud of their name, but like I see Group AD, I think it should be Group All Dungeons, but the runners wouldn't appreciate that very much.
Red mail found up here in the attic of Thieves Town.
Which turns Samus kind of purple.
I mean, the group names are irrelevant after next Saturday anyways.
Yeah, but we have to have some fun for the 3 weeks while it lasts.
So what do you call Group F?
Pay respects.
Well, that's the fun group because it's got homemade beer, pennyroyal oil, and killer app.
That does seem like a fairly clownish group. Ooh, big key to Meyer. How about that?
There's part of our puzzle.
So Meyer double dip not required. It was just how Jet routed things.
As often is the case in Key Sanity, sometimes small key to Turtle Rock found in the big chest.
Definitely did not want to be skipping that.
And we are still certainly sitting at 3 crystals apiece. This match here, even though we've been on quite a massive divergence between these two runners for the longest time, still remains quite interesting at this point. Eriror's biggest advantage is the sequence break of Hobo. What would you call Group AA?
Group Dante.
But Dante's not in this tournament.
Exactly. He's had his trophy retired, and now a group's named in his memory.
Does that mean we call the group J Jet and group A Andy, and or AJ Neb? No, we do B as Ben. That's how we do it.
No, but we already know that B is Brisket. B has to be Brisket. So Jet's map check gets us no information we didn't already have.
Yeah, such useful information we got from that map check, unfortunately.
Eri giving us our first look inside of Desert, and has also grabbed that mushroom, which is easy enough to turn in with the flute.
I like Aghanim Anonymous.
Which Aghanim is the anonymous one?
I
think we're gonna find the boots.
Also, we know that Desert's a pendant.
Why, so it is. It is also the Rod Palace. So, Moth fully in logic, and the game has kind of gone out of its way to do that. Do you go do Moth? Jet, of course, doing the Smith World Tour, he's going to feel a little silly when he gets the mirror. He hasn't even done Zora, which is in logic.
So you're saying Eriror picked up the fire rod?
Yeah, it was in Desert Map Chest.
Yep, there it is. We'll have that button lit up on Eriror's side in 3, 2, 1. You did it too early, Scott.
The tracking app has also been lagging a bit. I was tracking last night, and sometimes, it took a solid 10, 15 seconds after I hit the button to light up.
Look at these trackers getting a mind of their own. Shout out to the people clicking the buttons on behind the scenes. Scott G doing the buttons here and also coming up with the stats for this match as well.
Also, shout out to our two runners, as we've kind of been indicating, they're two of the top runners out there. You definitely want to give them a follow.
Meyer Big was in Blind's cell over in Thieves Town area. We'll be getting that shortly. And inside the big chest we have... Yay.
And, of course, we didn't hit the switch, so now we have to go the long way around. And Jet's doing this before Desert, so he doesn't have the fire rod for Spooky.
And he can't do... Well, I mean, he could do Desert, but it's by way of the book at this point in time. I'm starting to get really, really curious about where these flippers are.
Of course, we don't know whether Swamp might be our last pendant.
I mean, that is a possibility, yeah, but I'm just curious to where these flippers are, because we know we need the flippers for certain aspects that we've seen in this seed. Actually, I take that back. I mean, we've seen so far a Gannis Tower small key, a Swamp big key, That mirror has not really led to anything major. It's just allowed Eriror to route things a little bit better at this point.
So
Now,
we'll find.
I was going to
Oh.
say, logically, we do need to get those flippers because we know that there's only one pendant remaining, and Swamp and Ice can't both be pendants at this point.
Right, and I was going to say it probably is either Swamp or Ice, but we will find out very shortly what Vitreous has. Maybe that's the third pendant.
We do know Thieves' Town because of what we got from that dungeon is a crystal. Here's Jet quickly firing off some silver arrows. Eyeball goes down. It's a big key to Desert Palace. It is a crystal. So it is down to Swamp or Ice as our last remaining pendant.
So we'll get a prediction in chat. Which do you think is our last remaining pendant, Swamp or Ice? I'm gonna say Ice. Pendant Ice is always really annoying. Someone is betting very heavily on Swamp, though.
Can you blame them? Although the numbers are going up here for Ice Palace. I mean, if an 80-1 can win the Kentucky Derby, then a long shot here can win this prediction.
You spoiled the Derby for me.
At this point, how would you not know about the results? It's been blasted all over the place. Let's get back to this race here. There's going to be one check that we're going to see from Jet that we did not get to see from Eriror earlier.
Yeah, we will be doing the big chest in here.
And getting some information about this seed, like, for instance, that ice rod that's on the...
It would be
sitting there on the
really
torch.
funny if Boots are in big chest.
How's that ice rod still able to create ice after sitting on the torch for so long?
I'm more curious how the ice rod hasn't frozen the torch after sitting on the torch so long.
That, too, is a paradox. So, information there for Jet.
But I really am convinced either Moth or the Green Pendant has something. And Ares about to fake powder the magic bat.
Makes sense at this point. Get more value out of your mushroom.
Speaking of which, Jet is on his way to pick up that mushroom. I wonder if he's going to do land mows.
It's a tough one there. If you're following the logic, you might be thinking, yeah, I got to. Oh, there's our fourth sword.
Well, that was a very useful move to pull off then. Tempered is a lot better than Master. And Jet's still on Fighter Sword, despite having more crystals than Eriror.
Which is not going to come into any sort of matter coming up in this next fight against the Lamolas.
Yeah, with Fire Rod and Silver Arrows, you have your choice of how to quickly dispatch them.
I'd choose barbecue, but you do whatever you want to. So mushroom didn't lead to anything important. That sequence break getting Eriror the tempered sword. So many questions in this match.
Yeah, what can still be on PED? We know not flippers.
Oh, nothing out of this trip inside of Lamel at the very minimum at this point.
You know, boots could be on PED.
That's disgusting.
Yes. I'm just trying to think what could be there, though. Not too many options left.
It's so disgusting, but I like it.
Of course you would.
What do you mean by that?
We could have a TR small on PED. I don't really see too many options, though.
I mean, we already know it can't be a fun guy, but it could still be a fetch quest.
Yes. Shovel is the true go mode, right?
I can dig it.
Uh, I was just thinking, with Jet not having the Master Sword and not having the mirror, like, Eri could start pulling tablets. We haven't seen any tablets yet. Jet could not pull tablets. Oh, is this going to be the back of Skull Woods play?
This looks like this might be the back of Skull Woods play.
So, 2 items here, but really 3 because then we can turn in the green pendant. And, oh, Jet doesn't have the mirror, so we can't do a ped check while we're in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that whole issue that we've been talking about this entire seed. At what point in time do you say screw it and go into Ice Palace?
I was thinking relatively soon. I mean, with Icebreaker, we can do everything but the big chest. TR is the real limiting factor here. At least Pyramid Fairy is almost certainly out of the question.
Well, here's the thing. With Turtle Rock, we now have 2 small keys. We can get to Crystal Roller at the very furthest.
And Mimic Cave on the way. Oh, this was funny placement last night. We saw a Skullwood small in bridge chest. So, Ares catching up on the crystal count as Jet collects his pendants.
Get out of the corner. This not a horrible fight for Jet, but Eriror is likely going to have a faster fight. Turtle Rock number 3 has been discovered.
Okay, that is definitely useful, probably required. There's Ares' book.
As Jet recreates a Red Hot Chili Peppers song and goes under the bridge to find out what we have here.
And Eri does some fancy work there to preserve Spooky without boots.
And 20 rupees found for Jet.
You know, Rick, if you really think Skull Woods is the city of angels, like, what does that say about this game?
The Los Angeles is scary.
Well, we knew that.
I mean, we've heard enough stories from Willard. All right, Green Panda check-in here for Jet. Are the boots vanilla?
Or was the TR small the only thing we were getting pointed at?
Well, that's a boomerang.
Yeah, I think it was screaming Skullwoods just to give us that TR small, and looks like... Oh, did Jet never do Ice Rod Cave?
That 1 hour, 4 minute Spear 1 location check.
Gotta love it. Maybe he'll fake Flipper and get the mirror.
Nah, he'll just fake Flipper into ice.
I don't know. Do you really want to go into ice with a...
Jet
Oh,
spending
he's-
the mushroom.
Yeah, so unless Powder shows up, he's going to miss out on that sword.
And he's already missing out on another sword right now by way of the Hyrule Castle Zeldos cell.
Yeah, we know the boots will have to turn up, so he will be able to get a sword off the library, but he may be doing this seed on Master Sword.
All right, Flute to 8. Is this fake Flippers? Well, it is going to be fake Flippers, but is this going to be the checks or are we going into ice? We are going into ice.
Wow. That's just kind of gutsy.
And we can't make all the checks inside of this dungeon yet.
Well, just the big chest. But
Yeah, but whenever we have had a scenario where the big chest has contained something that we need, and you've had to return later to get it.
I believe we had a particularly ugly chain that involved the Ice Palace big chest. In
There's
one
a
match.
single.
I think he was destined to get it.
Is it too late to ask for a commentary substitution?
Yes. So there's Eriror's first pendant. I mean, I'm kind of hoping he goes to Skullwoods next just so we can get a ped check.
Why would you want a ped check?
To see whether boots are on it.
Why would you want boots on there?
Because then we get to see these two great runners execute even more of the game.
Oh,
As Jeff
so,
picks up a bottle with a fairy.
so we want them to go into pain then.
No pain, no gain.
Where's my gain?
Chat saying I have a point. No, the arrow has the point.
Again, where's my pay? Where's my gain?
So far we found 2 bottles in Ice Palace, which does give Jet bottle percent.
Eriror now heading to the back here.
Oh, I didn't realize you'd never done Middle Skullwoods.
Yep, that's the vanilla.
Well, now he knows Moths and Logic.
Yay. Where's the turtle? Oh, I know the answer to that one. I was going to ask where's the Turtle Rock key that Jet didn't get, but it's all part of that Zord chain that is the reason why Jet doesn't have the mirror yet.
Maybe he'll do it after Ice?
Have to do a saving quit at that point, but yeah.
I mean, he could do a splash delete if he really wanted to.
Yeah, but how do you get yourself to the light world?
Oh, right. there's a second GT small after all this time.
Yeah, that would be Eriror's third because he got the one that's up on the Spectacle Rock.
Did Jet skip Iced Tea, or did he just go through it so quickly that I missed it?
He got that, and then went to the Freezor room.
Okay, to answer chat, no, Ice Palace Big Key can't be on Cold Stare because if you don't either bomb jump or Icebreaker, you can't get to Cold Stare without the Big Key.
All right, this is going to be quite an interesting fight coming up here for Jet because he does not have that Tempered Sword that Eriror has at this point.
At least he has Red Mail, so the pups are only taking 2 hearts a pop. He also has a blue potion if he needs to use it.
Drosy?
Head check?
It's the most important 20 seconds of this seed.
At least for chat.
Oh.
And we didn't really need to go into ice. We got 2 bottles for all our troubles. But we can resolve that prediction. Congratulations to Frown the Clown for cleaning up big on that.
And Eriror now getting the boomerang and probably going, I'm in trouble. This still is quite a seed. This is quite a match here at this point. And Jet's about to get the information off the pedestal as well. Oh, we're probably get a blind pull here for this little bit of love.
Yeah, so if Eri just doesn't touch Swamp, that should give him a bit of an advantage here. Of course,
you mean ice?
Ice, yes. One of those wet, cold dungeons in the south.
This isn't Mario. We're not talking wet, cool, dry world or whatever that thing is in Mario 64. Where are those flippers?
Where's Jet going? Is he now checking Bomb Shop, I guess, to see if, because he never did check it, so he doesn't know that he doesn't have the 5-6?
Looks like that is possibly the answer. Well, no.
No. Pyramid and Catfish? No one's checked Pyramid and Catfish yet.
Yep, alright, let's go. They're both heading that direction right now. Eriror trying to do a kern jump.
It would probably be faster to just mirror and flute to 5. Or you can exhaust your bomb supply.
He gets it. There we go.
First time, every time.
That's blue, but it's not the blue we are looking for. So we know we need the flippers. We know we need the boots. My goodness, Drosy.
Yeah, that's about it.
I did not anticipate this kind of madness when I asked you to join me for this race.
Yeah, and I didn't anticipate in a key sanity race that the limiting factors wouldn't be keys.
I still gotta learn how Eriror is able to do that so smoothly.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I feel like when anyone else puts the rock there, it doesn't trigger Catfish.
Anyways, Catfish is not the answer. Pyramid Ledge is not the answer. You know what could be the answer?
Tablets?
Tablets. Spike Cave. Well, we don't have any sort of Burna or cave, but we
Yeah,
do
I
have
mean,
4 bottles accessible to us.
right.
Well,
We, we,
2 of
we
them.
can cheese Spike Cave on health and bottles, but it's not in logic.
All right, Chad, where are you going to now?
Well, regarding tablets, Bombos can't have flippers. Bombos could have boots.
Yes, Jet's going to be doing the purple chest right now, getting some disappointment, and that doesn't work, Eriror.
that was quite a mirror bonk.
But we do have access to more instead of Skull or Turtle Rock, and I have a feeling that might be one of the places that Eriror's going to be going to now.
Makes sense. I think Jet's going to be forced up there soon. He's running out of stuff. Though Aries going up this way so he can check Ether on the way.
And just as a reminder of the stakes of this race, here at the 75-minute mark of this run, winner is in control of their destiny as far as both of these runners, they've made 2 brackets, but the winner gets a top 32 seed. The loser of this race, well, they get dropped down to the lower 32. So flippers are not going to be on the tablets. So this race does have a lot of implications as far as seeding of this upcoming bracket round is concerned.
Yeah, if Jet wins this, he'd be 6-0, and relatively few people would be able to be in front of him for bracket seeding because they'd have to also go 6-0 in their groups and have been one of the top 40 seeds coming out of quals.
And I don't think there's any one quartiles that currently have a chance of going 6-0, but there are still some runners that are sitting at 3-0 and whatnot that haven't played all of their matches yet. So it's kind of hard to even forecast this, but Jet would be one of the topper seeds if that is the case. But Eriror wants to make a claim for that upper seed as well, so we'll see what winds up happening.
And Jet will actually be the first one into TR.
There's only 3 runners right now that sit in the clubhouse at 5-0.
Though, as you said, there are also some 3-0 runners who could still win out.
So, do you know who those other runners that are currently sitting at 5-0 are?
No, but I can look.
Well, let me save you the trouble. We have Ravis in Group AB sitting at 5-0 with their final match coming up on Thursday.
That's actually a really good match to check out. It is against Purdy Wong. Ravis is fighting for a 6-0. Purdy Wong is fighting for his tournament life. If he wins that, he will be in brackets. If he loses that, he will not be in brackets.
Yeah, in that case, it'll be F. Coughlin making it to the brackets in there. And the other one is Scottish Brave out in Group AE.
Wow, and she has really risen quickly. I don't think she was even, a very active player when the tournament rolled around last year, and then her Open League team got an invite to the Invitationals for next season, and she's just been, really a force to be reckoned with.
For that matter, right now, there are 2 runners sitting at 4-0 in the clubhouse. Can you name them?
Educate me.
Well, in Group O, you have Andy.
I'm shocked.
And in Group AF, you got Will WC, who's in action right now.
Ah, yes, he's playing race number 5 against Brogor, and then him versus Zelga Dasan is going to be a really great match to finish off that group.
So definitely a lot of possibilities here as we move through this, what's going to be the final week of the group stage. We find nothing really major there. And we're not going to see what's inside of the lava chest at this point. And that reminds me, we got to get that command changed.
Which command?
Oh, SNES Superstars coming up here at the end of the month, here on the SpeedGaming Network.
I mean, that looks right, unless there's something wrong with it that I'm not aware of.
Submissions aren't open anymore.
Oh, yeah, we should change that.
All right.
I was just looking at the dates and the link, and I was like, that looks good to me.
Absolutely. All right. Mimic Cave. Well, that's blue, but it's not the blue we are looking for.
And that's probably just as well, because if that were something, the race would get lopsided in a hurry.
That's red, but it's not the red we're looking for.
Oh yeah, and Jet is still short a key, so he's going to be stopped here at Crystal Roller.
He's got one in his arsenal because he stole the Pokey key.
Right. It's that Eri has an extra key to actually make it to Trinex if it came to
Oh, get him!
That's basically a fetch quest. Nothing like a triple dip of Skullwoods, right?
I mean, Eriror's going to have to do a triple dip of desert.
Yeah, so fine. Both runners are doing Laser Bridge. As far as Jet knows, it's out of logic.
Look at this sink.
How did that happen? Oh, right, because Eri took a detour to do Mimic Cave. Both with their mirror shields for Laser Bridge. Let's see if they use them.
Yeah, there we go. Map, useless. Oh, look at this. Oh, you're doing them opposite order.
Useless Quake and useless Big 20.
Wow, okay. Where is this dang progression?
And no point in saving a portal because you know you still have to do Swamp.
Jet's gonna check this right now. See what we have inside of this Skull Woods.
Looks like Eri's doing the same.
Holy, this is amazing.
We still don't know what that small key on Zoro Ledge is, because Jet hasn't been there and Eri didn't have what width to Splash Delete when he went.
At this point, it's probably TR4.
Could be Hera Basement.
Oh, please, no.
You know you want it.
I don't want it, and I don't want this to be the Hera Big either. It's a small to Turtle Rock. There's TR4. Oh, my. Oh, no. Lava chest.
Wait, so TR3 was on Zora and therefore actually in Logic, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, Lava Chest is fully in Logic and could have the flippers. Where's Eri going? Jet's finally doing the fake flippers checks at an hour 24 into the seed. He'll get his mirror.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I think Eriror is probably going to see what we have on our Bombos tablet.
Which, as we've discussed, is definitely not going to be the flippers. And if it's the boots, that would also tell us that the flippers aren't going to be boots locked. So we can
and that will be absolutely discussion. By the way, I just want to mention this right now. If the flippers turn out to be in lava chest, that's not a set of boots right there. You see a sword in the library at about 5-6 minutes into the siege. You're thinking, maybe I'm going to get boots relatively early. Here we are, an hour 25 in. Is Eriror going back to Turtle Rock to check lava chest?
I mean, what else is in logic at this point? I still can't believe we're seeing these checks from Jet at 125. I mean, at the rate we're going, boots are probably going to be in lava chest and then flippers on Trinex.
Drosy, you disgust me.
Or Hera Small is
Hera Big could
still I mean, it could be a GT Small in fairness.
Hera Big could still come into play here, Drosy.
That's also true. I mean, it has to show up at some point. The game wants us to have it to get that crystal.
There's TR4 for Jet.
Jet did not want that small key. That's a little surprising. I mean, I realize it's likely worthless, but what if it is Hera Small and progressions in Hera Basement?
Let me ask this as a serious question. Does Jet know how to Ancilia delete? I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% confident on that question.
I'd be shocked if he didn't. Just because it's one of those things that was really hard when people first started learning it, and now it seems like every good runner can do it.
All right, just going to get the GT Small here. And Lava Chest is going to have, what is it? My goodness, I'm looking forward to this. It is...
Flippers on Trinex confirmed.
Oh my goodness, Eriror is not happy at that one.
So, flippers could be behind boots. None of those TR Smalls were boots locked. But Jet is going to instead choose Spike Cave, which is just going to put off the inevitable. He has a fairy, and honestly, he has enough hearts that he can just get through this on his health alone.
All right, Ice Rod coming up here for Eriror, and now we're just a flipper away from go mode. That Swamp Small was like so early in the seed, too.
Well, just like the sword on library. And I don't think Eri needs his butter sword, but Jet's going to want to go to the library to get his master sword.
All right, back up here to Turtle Rock for a fourth time for Eriror.
Oh, but Jet's now doing the front of escape, so he'll be getting the master sword out of Zelda's cell.
Oh no, Pyramid Fairy is also potential here. Really?
Oh boy. I'm a little bit surprised Ari's not doing the boots checks first. I mean, they're pretty quick and, just do King's Tomb and Bonk Rocks.
He probably feels behind because he wound up taking the bait on 2 pendant dungeons. Now, it turned out to be that the defeating Mothula in Skull Woods was needed for that fourth Skull Wood Small, or the fourth Turtle Rock Small, but...
And it beats taking the bait on 3 pendant dungeons.
And that probably is exactly what's going through Eriror's mind at this point in time. I mean, you know when you're facing off against Jet, you're up against a very, very tough competitor. And I think those sword slashers are saying enough. Eriror's got some frustrations right now.
So, hard required TR double dip, which these runners have successfully turned into a triple dip.
In Eriror's case, isn't this now...
Oh, no, actually, hard required triple dip because the Skullwoods Big was in TR and we needed that for...
oh my god, yeah! That was on Laser Bridge!
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had the boots and lava chest. You had the Skullwoods Big on Laser Bridge. Skullwoods Big on Laser Bridge got you the Turtle Rock Small in that big chest.
Wasn't the Turtle Rock Small and Crystal Roller? Turtle Rock Big, rather? No,
Okay,
the Skullwoods Big was in Crystal.
Skullwoods Big was, yeah.
Talk.
Neither can I.
Anyway, it was deep in. Yes, you could go for broke and do Lava Chest out of logic and just pray to the rando gods that you'd get the 4th small key for Trinex, but I can't see anyone realistically doing that.
This may have been a case where save scumming could have been quite a thing here, but that's also a hard call to make, and there's the Master Sword for Jet, and he probably feels absolutely disgusted right at this point.
Now he's probably going to start checking tablets. Well, he already read Ether, so he knows it's not that.
Dark Cross coming up here for Jet. This would be a pod small key for Jet, which would be pod 5 to lead into pod 6 in the big key chest.
Let's hope he goes back to TR rather than going for pod big key. And Chad asking, yes, Eri did Front of Escape pretty early on.
Yeah.
Before even Dark World access.
Yeah, so there's the Palace of Darkness, small key, and again, Jet did not do the big key chest. And big key chest is a vanilla 6th key. Jet starting up here on the mountain, and let's see where we go. All right, we are heading back to Turtle Rock.
And
oh no! Well, at least it's right there near Hera, but oh no!
Yeah. I guess you go and do Hera Big Chest next.
Drosy, what is it about my commentaries with you that usually has me going into absolutely squirrel? What is it about my commentaries with you that absolutely has me going into crazy, almost unintelligible talking?
I mean, my take is it's not a good key sanity seed if Rick isn't broken by the end of it.
I was broken by about the hour mark. This is just beyond broke at this point.
And remember, once the flippers do finally show up, we still need to go down the mountain and do Swamp to come back up and do GT. That too.
Oh, for a useless map to Hyrule Castle. Thank you, game. You're so useful.
Well, does Zelda have a pendant or a crystal?
She better have more for these two after what this seed has put them through.
But here's our look at Pyramid Fairy. Chat asking about Castle Tower. No, one thing about this mode is the Castle Tower smalls are vanilla.
Yep, that's right. And we know the big key to GT is going to be in GT. Jet. Please. Jet.
Wow, Ashter has a bomb guy emote. Who knew?
I'm just surprised you didn't do Lava Chest first before going to Mimic Cave. I just hope he doesn't forget Lava Chest when he goes back in. Oh, please don't flute away. Please don't flute away.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No. Did he really? He has 4 TR smalls. He
Oh.
knows Lava Chest is in logic.
1 hour, 34 minutes, 55 seconds, Eriror's in go mode.
And barring some insane disaster, I think that's GG. As Jet goes to get his 6th pod small.
While Eriror's heading over to do his 7th crystal.
Well, we can definitely say this was not a Jet seed.
This was a seed. Just unfortunately, Jet got baited by finally getting the mirror at some point in time. But yeah, this has been incredible routing that this seed wanted you to take you on.
Now pointing out, Eri may still be doing a 50-50 here. I don't know if we ever saw the maps to Swamp or Ice, or even if we did, if Eri did a map check.
Probably figures this is the faster of the 2 checks at this stage. I mean, he's guessing correctly. We know this is the crystal, but... Oh, no. Look at the map. You don't have the answer.
He doesn't have maps. It truly is a 50-50 for him.
And he's got to press on forward.
At least we know he's making the right decision.
Now, this is going to be the walk of shame here for Jet. And you don't feel good about yourself right at this point.
Yeah, I don't know why, when you're going to do Mimic Cave, you would skip Lava Chest when you have all 4 smalls.
I have a feeling it's a panic play at this point. It probably full heart panic play at this stage.
Yeah, a bit of tilt.
Could be. Or maybe just simply forgotten the heart of the moment there. But just as a reminder of the stakes about this race, Eriror, if he holds on and wins this race, he will be the number 1 out of this group, and Jet will be the number 2 out of this group, and that does make a difference when it comes to seeding for the brackets, as if you are the winner of your group, you're in the top 32, and those who are number 2 out of the group get placed 33 through 64 in the brackets that begin next week. But yeah, it's gonna be. This has been an incredible match here. This has been so topsy-turvy, Drosy.
Yeah, you can say that. How many different dungeons did we double dip? Some of which were even required?
How many dungeons did we triple dip and quadruple dip?
Yeah, like, Moth had a TR small, and that was what put the Skullwoods big key in logic, so, logical Skullwoods double dip, which we wound up triple dipping. But Eriror is about to get his 7th crystal, which means we have a little game to play.
Time to play the game! Okay, maybe we won't do that again. All right, there are 22 possibilities in Ganon's Tower. Pick a number between 1 and 22 and tell us where you believe that the big key to GT is going to be. And, Drowsy, where do you think it's going to be?
Hang on, I'm setting up a prediction.
I'm
Gotta get
hanging
people
on.
spending their hard-earned channel points on where they think the key's gonna be. But I'm gonna go with 14 today. What about you?
Let me see. We have 8 options on this prediction. I think I am going to sprinkle some points on this one.
I could look, but where are you sprinkling points?
There we go. 150,000 of my points on number 2, 4 through 6. I'm going to say number 5.
Ah, so you're expecting it up front. And submissions are closed, though you can still throw numbers in chat. Yeah, I do like this new feature. Even if we can't have 22 individual guesses, it's nice to have 8.
496,000 in the pool here.
And this way we also know exactly who wants tile room, because they have to put their money with where their mouth is.
What if they check tile room before number 22?
Willard's not playing this race.
Number 1 is no.
So Jet is doing the boots checks that Eriror skipped, but we know they're not going to turn up anything. Maybe powder. We still haven't seen powder.
Number 3 is a no. Number 4 is a no. Number 5, I win. Bug catching net. There we go.
You're a winner in our hearts.
It's a net gain.
Gamachu would also find this beatable.
There it is!
No.
Nice balance!
No. No.
Yes! Yes!
No.
I win! I
win! Good thing I specified GT big key in the prediction.
All right. So apparently that absolutely kills the pedestal dream anyway. I mean, it was already dead, but...
We didn't know that. Yes, it retroactively tells you ice is a pendant.
Oh, Eriror's getting smacked around in this room.
And getting low on his magic, but fortunately Samari doesn't take too much.
Number 7, small key dice palette.
That was 8. This is 9.
All right, fine.
So we're at 11, which was the Cane of Burna. Finally got our first invincibility item. That puts Spike Cave in logic.
Well, number 11, so number 12 coming up here next. Can we count that again as number 12 right there with that torch?
Only if it respawns after grabbing it.
Wouldn't that be funny if that was the case?
An unlimited supply of single rupees.
Hey,
oh, what do you know? Of course there's a GT small in map chest.
Next check is going to be number 13.
I was wondering where half magic was.
Were you really?
I had been earlier, actually, when they were doing Skull Woods.
All right, what's our next check?
My guess of 14. There we go. Easy peasy.
How do you know it's number 14?
Because it's always that chest.
What if Eriror checks it in a different order?
I trusted him to do Dark Magician. I actually prefer it as number 10. I just knew Ari was going to do Dark Magician. Wow, only 6% of the money was on 13 through 15, so anyone who guessed that got a big payout.
They took my points.
Like a 10,000 point bet from Bassandra won 167,000 points.
They took my points.
Well, I didn't tell you to bet on 5.
You didn't tell me to bet on 14 either.
No, I said I was betting on 14, except that I can't bet because I was running the prediction.
Anyways, Eriror's climbing up here through the gauntlet. Jet's got to still go through to Pyramid Ferry to claim those flippers. I wonder where that powder is. Now, if that boomerang worked against that Lamola, we'd be questioning about these new strats that Jet's showing us. Or rather, Eriror showing us.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was Jet boomeranging Trinex as well. But hey, I mean, it's logical, right? We know Armos Knights can be taken down with a boomerang. Why not everyone else if you're willing to do like 288 hits?
I don't have time to count that high. I'm lucky I can count to 22, and I even can't do that. Which means I got all excited about that Ice Palace Big Key, even though my 4 through 6 was already dead at that time.
Wait, was Ice Palace Big Key 6 or 7? Now I can't even remember.
I think it was 7 because he did. I almost want to say he checked that one on the left first. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't care. Anyways, we're climbing up this tower where we've got 4 hearts remaining here for Eriror, but he's got safeties.
He didn't even want the magic refill there. I mean, yes, I know he has a blue goo.
Hover time. There we go. Nice job, Eriror.
He won't do that in his NMG record, but sure, he'll do it now when he doesn't even know whether he's ahead or not, other than, you know, he's almost at Aga 2 and his opponent hasn't finished.
At this point in time, given everything that's happened this seed, you kind of get the feeling that your opponent's gotten just as tossed around as you have.
Actually, for vanilla play, the most useful hover is in Hundo, hovering to get the heart piece inside Specrock.
That makes sense. All right, Eriror dropping down into the Ganon fight. Are we going to get some bacon facts today?
Roman Passado, you mean?
Maybe we'll get some cheese facts.
How about insect facts?
Nope, the companion duck.
My favorite's always been the spicy barbacoa burrito. Oh, very nice 1-on-1 here.
So a reminder for all of our friends, stay tuned. We got more Link to the Past randomizer action coming up here on this channel. Beginning in about 10 minutes from now, we have Aussie 101 against Hayfield Bay. That's going to be a fun match.
Ooh, almost got the triple.
That's in Group N, where that group is not decided yet. So that's coming up here in about 10 minutes as Eriror lays the final silver arrow into Ganon, and it's going to be Eriror claiming Group AD to claim the #1 spot in this upcoming bracket, at least for the top 32 seed. Get your GGs in the chat for Eriror. And immediately Jet says, immediately Jet says, I'm done. Thank you for this. Good night, everyone.
So let's see if we can get them both in here. Looks like we have been joined by our winner and group winner, Eriror. GG.
Yo.
And also joining us is the group's runner-up in Jet. Split the series 1-1. Your thoughts about the painful logic that was this seed?
No, my brain turned off. Like the first person TR. It's like, okay, everything that I tried to kind of hedge my bets on what would be in Turtle Rock kind of went wrong. So at that point, it was like, well, it's probably gonna be the flippers in Lava Chest. Well, at least it was the boots, but oh boy, that was awful.
Yeah, your thoughts about this one too, Jet? I think that says enough.
Honestly, it wasn't that bad until I went into ice. That was basically when I think I made my worst gamble. I don't know. I made a lot of bad gambles this seed, but the problem is if you make a gamble. So I gambled skipping escape because if boots are there, I lost. There's nothing I could do. So I skipped escape. Like there was a reason why I never went back, and that was sort of like, this is gonna be my thing. I'm never gonna do escape. I was gonna sort of try to avoid Zora, but that clearly was bad because what I should have done when I went to ice is I should have checked the man under the bridge first. So I didn't really think about it. I'm just like, I just want to clear a dungeon. I was really hoping boots were in ice. I was hoping it was a crystal as a good consolation prize, even if it didn't have boots. So yeah, when none of those things panned out, that's sort of when I tilted, and I'm like, well, it's going to be really hard to win this after that point.
Yeah, for a moment there, it seemed like you both still were going neck and neck, even with some of those checks, but you got tossed aside by the mirror checks, and I think that's what gave Eriror the initial lead, and then Lava Chest did what Lava Chest did, and that overall became the big difference in this race. But it was strange for a while. Eriror was sitting there on Tempered Sword because of 2 sequence breaks, and also the fact that he already had pulled off the mirror from Hobo while you were sitting on Fire Sword trying to take down Mothula.
We never did even find the magic powder to put that last sword in logic.
I would assume it's either in Swamp or GT.
Since those were the only things we didn't see.
Yeah,
pretty
and
much.
the other boots checks, I guess, yeah.
Well, we did see Bonk Rocks, and we saw King's Tomb by way of Jet. They were just 20s.
Okay.
But what a series between you two. This one here was just, it hurts the brain. It hurt us commentators. It hurt everybody. Now you have a week off for brackets. Eriror, you're now going to be the #1 out of this group and will be given a top 32 seed. Your thoughts heading into brackets?
No, I'm just looking forward to playing more awesome people. I mean, that's what tourneys are for. Like, if I want to be able to win a tournament, I have to be able to beat everybody. So, but Rando is going to be Rando, and we'll just see what happens. But, yeah.
And over to Jet, you are going to be the #2 out of this group and will be at 5-1, one of the higher 5-1s getting probably one of the upper 30 seeds coming up in the bracket stage. Your thoughts?
No, it's fun. Hopefully, I do better than today.
Well, we'll see how brackets go for both of you. Congratulations on qualifying for brackets, and good luck to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got to get out of here because we got another race coming up here in 5 minutes. So, Drossi, let's go ahead and thank our tracker, Scotty G, or Scott G, for clicking the buttons, making things appear for us. And once again, big shout outs to these two awesome runners, Eriror and Jet082. They put on a show for us today.
Very much so. And I enjoyed it, even if Rick was broken by the end.
Standard procedure when it comes to Rick-Coms. All right, so let's get out of here. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and when we come back, Aussie versus Hayfield Bay here on Speed Gaming. I'm Adirondack Rick.
I'm Drossi. And thanks for watching, and stick around. Should be a great day of more crazy races.